Hi everyone, I'm Zoepancakes bringing you the newest Old School RuneScape weekly recap. Look, I know it's been a bit of a crazy week. Reddit came out with pitchforks, entry mode raiders have been dry on purples, expert mode raiders have been dying left and right, but I think this week brings updates that are sure to satisfy everyone. I'll be sharing with you some changes to the Tombs of Amascut and the brand new activity advisor, and I'm super excited. Right, enough chatting, let's jump on in. Last week, some balancing changes were introduced to the Tombs of Amascut. Since the post and the subsequent changes, players made it pretty clear that a few things needed further changing to keep the raid balanced and enjoyable. If you're interested in more information about the hotfixes that were made last week and why they were made, check out the news post. Link is in the description. This week's update brings a few further fixes. As for your mid-raid loot, Ambrosia and Adrenaline will now come as 2-dose potions again. However, the quantity offered has been decreased. The life and chaos options have been rebalanced, so you might have to give your options a bit more thought. Also, Ambrosia now has a rare chance to appear in chaos again. In the Warden fight, the in-raid timer will now end when the Warden's HP reaches 0 rather than after the death animation. Monster Examine now works on the obelisk. Players will no longer get stuck in purgatory, and the Warden will no longer attack during the transition to Phase 3. There's also been a change to Tunic Shadow, making it even better than it already was. Tunic Shadow should feel like a massive upgrade both inside of the raid and out. To give it a little more oomph, Tunic Shadow has been given some juicy stat boosts when the player is wielding it within the Tombs of Amascut. Both the accuracy modifier and the magic strength modifier have been increased from 3 times to 4 times while inside. And now for my favorite update, some new cosmetics are being introduced to the Tombs of Amascut. They won't be easy to get though, so you better start adding some invocations if you want to be raiding in style. There are 3 new ornament kits being added, which you'll be able to obtain after completing a deathless raid at various levels. The first is the Ava's Assembler Ornament Kit. This will be guaranteed as an unlock when you complete the raid at level 350 or higher. The kit will work on both the Assembler and the Max Cape variant. Finally, a new Max Cape! Next is the Word of Eladina's Ornament Kit, which will be a guaranteed unlock at level 425 or higher. Surely the spicy red look will complement your go-to fashion scape. And if those weren't sick enough, the Osmumton's Fang Ornament Kit will be guaranteed at level 500 or higher. This large stabby boy will show everyone you're not messing around at Raids 3. But that's not all! Brand new items have been added to the Tombs of Amascut. You can now unlock various Transmogs for the Tumikin's Guardian. There are 6 Transmogs available in total, 1 for each boss, plus both of the Wardens. If you want to adopt one of these very good boys, you'll have to meet some pretty intense conditions, so let me walk you through it. First, pick the Transmog you want and turn on every invocation for that boss. Then, pick a path invocation that gets you to completing the boss at level 4 or higher, aside from the Wardens, of course. Then, just complete the raid deathless at level 450 or higher. Capiche? Capiche. This week also brings some minor changes to invocations to balance them out in accordance with their difficulty. Since the reward space for the Tombs of Amascut has been increased with this week's update, it's more important than ever that the invocations reflect their true difficulty. The following changes have been made after looking carefully at player feedback combined with data, and are as follows. Pathfinder has been increased by 15 levels, Pathmaster has been increased by 10 levels, Walk the Path, More Overlords, Arterial Spray, and Upset Stomach have been increased by 5 levels, and On a Diet, Likely Larvae, Acceleration, Overclocked, Overclock 2, and Blood Thinners have been decreased by 5 levels. It's important to note that these changes are by no means meant to make the Tombs of Amascut unreasonably difficult for players. Tombs of Amascut has been extremely accessible, and the team intends to keep it that way. Balancing is a crucial part to any game to ensure longevity of content, and the team is open to constructive feedback. Leave a comment if you think there are any other invocations that need some tweaking. And lastly for Tombs of Amascut, here are a few other changes. Some pathing issues caused by the rocks in Zebak's lair have been fixed. You can now fire away while standing behind him. The time between waterfall refills on the Path of Krondus has been slightly reduced in all scales. Right-click quick pass options have been added to entrances within the raid, but note that the party leader still has to enter first. Players are no longer able to farm honey locusts in expert mode, you hungry dogs. The issue where Kefri and Balba's defense could not be reduced has been fixed. I'm excited to see the BGS versus Warhammer argument flourish again. The small blood clouds that appear with the Blood Thinner's invocation now have higher health. If players have not yet received their lamp from Aiza, they'll be reminded to do so upon entry. The HP orbs height has been changed during the Warden's fight for better viewability. The amount of stats added from path leveling has been reduced. These modifiers apply only to hit points and damage, not defense. The speed at which the boulders come out when Boulder Dash is activated has been increased. Stay Vigilant now affects Akka's Phantom during P3 Warden, just like how Aerial Assault affects Kefri's Phantom. Path leveling now affects mechanics at level 2 and 4 instead of 1 and 2. And that wraps up the Tombs of Amascut changes for this week. I hope you all have been enjoying the new raid as much as I have. Alright, we love how accessible Tombs of Amascut is for tons of players, but what about those new players that just aren't quite there yet? If that sounds like you should check out the Activity Advisor. The Activity Advisor is an in-game tool for new and returning players to receive recommendations for what type of activities they should do. It tracks your progress and shows you some good ideas of what content to do next. It automatically tallies up your skill levels, quest status, recent activity, and other essential stats to figure out what adventures you might be interested in. At the moment, the Activity Advisor only suggests quests, but skills, minigames, and other categories should be included later. It launched in Phase 1 a few weeks ago, but is now available for everyone. If you're newer to the game or have one of your noob friends bothering you about what they should do next, you should definitely give it a look. Note that DMM or future quest speedrunning worlds will not have access to the Activity Advisor, and if it's not for you, you can easily turn it off in the settings menu. You can leave your feedback about the Activity Advisor via the survey linked in the description. The PvP rota has been moved to Period A. The PvP arena is using Zerk loadouts and ranked duels and tournaments this week. And that's about all I got for y'all this week. Again, I'm Zoepancakes. If you'd like to watch me live, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description. Good luck out there on your raids and your questing and all of your other wonderful journeys. See you next time!